The Prime Minister has been asked by a few people over the past few weeks, what does success look like? For some, they were asking when it came to the virus and about the number of people who got it or the number of deaths. For some, they were asking about when we can return to normal. For some, they were trying to work out what political success means. Well, the Prime Minister couldn't have been clearer today in his briefing in Canberra, where, again, if you're actually paying attention, you can hear everything that he's saying as well as where he's going to take the country in the next little while. This is what he thinks success looks like.
We are focused on what success looks like for our country. And it's not just beating the virus. It's about ensuring that we can get Australia back to where we were and to make us even stronger beyond that. Success looks like that. It looks like people getting back into their jobs, businesses reopening, Australians being able to move back into a COVID-safe world where protections are in place and maximises the amount of activity that they can undertake.
Now, there is another National Cabinet meeting which is going to happen on Friday. There may be a few loosenings, but all eyes are on the one after that, next Friday, because that is the end of the 1 month period that we were told we needed, that 4-week period, to be able to know that we had absolutely flattened a curve, smashed a curve, and we would be able to return to life where, yes, the virus will start to spread again, but it won't thrive the way that it previously did, in part because of the actions of Scott Morrison, which, of course, was so decisive in closing those borders. The lessons have been learnt about how important that was and how thankful we should all be that that happened so early. But also, desperately important about all of this freedom is, again, the types of things that might be coming back sooner rather than later. Now, we know this battle goes for many more weeks to come, and in terms of the marathon, we're currently on a downhill section, but that doesn't mean that there's not a little bit more up before we get to the finish line.
I can't see international travel occurring anytime soon. Can't see that. The risks there are obvious. The only exception to that, as I've flagged, is potentially with New Zealand. But I look forward to the time when Australians can travel again within Australia. I look forward to the time where they can sit down to a meal at a restaurant or a cafe or in a pub again. I look forward to the time where they can see whether it's the AFL, the netball or the NRL or whatever code it is they support and being able to watch that again. But I can't see them going along to the game for a while, those larger mass gatherings. I can see, I suppose, the opportunity for those seeking private prayer in a place of worship. I can see that happening. I can't necessarily, though, see large services occurring again.
But how do we get there? Pretty simple. Get the app. Now, I know there's lots of you who watch who don't have smartphones who aren't able to do that. That's fine. I'm not barking at you. But if you're somebody who has a smartphone, if you've already got Google Maps or Facebook or Instagram, download the app, because one number that they will absolutely be aware of at National Cabinet isn't just about how many cases and how many ICU and how many JobKeeper and how many JobSeeker. It's going to be how many people have downloaded the app. Now, tonight, more than 3 million people have done it. That is a phenomenal effort to get that many people signed up within just 3 days. 1 million people every day for the past 3 days. But we need to get way more than that. I'm talking double, triple the number. So if you're on the fence, get off it, because then we can all get back to some sort of normality. Now, I know that there are those who want to sort of out-freedom each other and say that they're not interested in this, and their act of disobedience is, it's not about obedience and disobedience. As the Prime Minister quite correctly said, you don't go outside without putting sunscreen on when you go to the beach, because it's protection. The app is protection so that if, God forbid, you actually get coronavirus or somebody else gets it, they will be able to work out quickly. And they are the health professionals, all right? The detectives who are there to work out who may have it, because then we can treat it faster and we get to move on. Download the app, okay?